Okay, I just had to make sure that was good. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Specialist Weinberger. I am going to be going over the patch notes for 9.16. And let's hop right on into it. So, first off, Pantheon rework. I know nothing about it. And it is, I know nothing about it. So I cannot help with that. However, with Azir, Azir is a weird champion. So he can have a lot of damage output and have a lot of potential, but typically he's not really that good. They did a small nerf to his Q, so the cooldown is longer late. I don't think they should have done this. He's a very niche champ. When he is played, he's debatably okay. So even though he can have a lot of damage output, I think he gets like 120% bonus attack speed or something, and then all his soldiers and stuff. So this nerf will make it harder for him to reposition his soldiers as later in the game, which is it's decently big for him because it's very important when someone's moving to reposition really fast and get more autos off. So it is a minor late game nerf that I think is unnecessary. Corki got a nerf. I don't think he should have gotten a nerf. He hasn't been performing in game. Again, I don't understand this nerf, but they're doing it anyway. -5 attack damage, plus minus half attack damage growth. Really big nerf. If you've known about past nerfs, typically the minor ADC nerfs will be like 3 AD or something. So this is pretty huge. I guess it's a pro play thing. I get it. He can be a really good champ since he's a marksman that does all magic damage, and has a really nice kit. I think this nerf is unnecessary. What makes him good will still be there, but he's a little weaker now. Ooh, no way. Mundo buff? No. So I know Mundo is irrelevant in like the game, but he can still like do stuff. His cleavers hurt a lot. He does a lot of magic damage while having like 100 plus bonus AD and healing a lot. So he still always had a lot of potential. They made his W completely worthless to upgrade by giving it 30% at all ranks tenacity. If you didn't know, his W did give tenacity, and this is a huge buff. And his E cooldown is also reduced as the game goes on, which is E gives a bonus damage hit while giving him like 100 to 200 AD later in the game. And whew, Mundo buff. Mundo happy. Yeah, I expect to see a bit more Mundo. That's pretty big. It makes sense though, because he's not really that good of a champion. So I wish they didn't do that though. I don't want him stronger. Echo! Ooh, I like this. So Echo has, he got a slight buff. His E now does 10 more damage across the board. His E was kind of garbage, so I like that. And his ulti later in the game now has a reduced cooldown. This isn't going to make him, like, busted or anything. So with Echo, he's a weird champ. Like, he's not that good, but he can do his job. Kind of like Fizz or anything like that. They're not that good, but it can be really annoying, assassinate someone, and not die, potentially. So it's I kind of like this buff because I kind of want to play Echo, so that's pretty cool. Ezreal got a nerf. I mean, Ezreal was already a garbage ADC in the bot lane, so this nerf just made him more garbage for his the AD AP build they've been going. For getting a lot of damage and stuff, like just farming up and poking, this doesn't really affect him too much though. His E was always, I guess this opens up for more Blitzcrank hooks because now his cooldown is higher than a Blitzcrank hook. And his AP, it just nerfed his AP build, which I don't know. I felt like Ezreal is a pretty garbage champion. So I don't really understand the nerf, but it doesn't really affect him too much. It just affects that niche build people went. Didn't they nerf Fiora not that long ago? I mean, buff Fiora again? Well, they're buffing Fiora again. She's a very popular pick with one of the Chinese challengers I know. So I guess they're buffing her again. Her E has a lower cooldown early, and as you rank it up, it'll give more attack speed, so you can get a faster burst out. Hey, I like playing Fiora, so sure, whatever. Huh? Jax buff? Huh? Well, I guess they buffed Jax. Two less seconds on his Q early. This will be especially good if you're an Emax Jax, because your Q is on a 2-second lower cooldown. Typically, the biggest issue is like you hop and you can't hop again. This will open up for you to get a second hop in. So I think this is a pretty important Jax buff, especially for like early ganks when the enemy's like near your tower, so you can get that second hop off. And less penalty for maxing E. And I guess W too. What? Riot? Okay, so they buffed Kassadin's active W, so now it does 30 more damage across the board. I know Kassadin's a kind of garbagey champ, so I understand this buff. However, I feel like Kassadin does a good job. He didn't need this buff. But I kind of enjoy playing Kassadin, so I'll appreciate this buff. Sure. 30 more damage. Another LeBlanc buff? Okay, so LeBlanc was strong. They buffed her. I haven't been seeing LeBlanc, which makes me happy. However, they're buffing her again. So now, they buffed her E a lot, and now they're buffing her Q a little bit. Oh my... I think they're doing it. I think they might be doing this for Worlds or something. They have to be doing this for Worlds. They want to see LeBlanc in Worlds, so they're buffing her a bit. So that way, in Worlds, she'll be a relevant pick. Why? Why would they buff Lux? So they did a nerf to Lux, which didn't really ruin her because they made her ulti have a really low cooldown and a much higher AP ratio. So it didn't really affect her too much. They reverted her Q, so now it's a lower cooldown late, just a higher cooldown at the first couple levels. And now they're buffing her shield. I mean, level 1 is the same. You know, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this buff, because level 1, it's still garbage. They just made it like the late game a bit better. So I'm okay with this buff. Even... I don't think they should have done it, though, since the rest of her kit is so strong. Nocturne got a slight buff. I understand it. He's been in a pretty bad position. I think Nocturnes do their jobs, so I wish they didn't buff him, but I mainly just made him tankier, a little more attack speed. Nothing major. He'll have faster clear speed. He'll be more healthy in the jungle. I feel this is a healthy buff to cover his problems that he's had. Riven. Thank you. Thank you, Riot. So they finally reverted or nerfed the Riven, so now it's 12 seconds at all ranks. That was so stupid having it at 10 seconds at max rank. I'm very happy for this nerf. That was really annoying. This is a Sejuani nerf, because everyone's building health on her, so they'll go like Cinderhulk and Warmogs for some reason. So this will make it so that build gets penalized, because you're going to need 100... is it 100? I think 100 bonus armor and 100 bonus magic resist to counteract this nerf. So, which Sejuanis have not been building. So this is a nice nerf. Makes her passive more garbage, but she's in a good position. However, I don't like this nerf. Her Q nerf, I feel that's super unnecessary. They should have just done the passive. I know she's a staple pick for people to pick in team play, but she's not that good in actuality. So this 3 to 1 second Q nerf, I mean, sure, good players are still going to perform with her, so it doesn't really matter, but I wish they didn't do that. I hate the high cooldowns that she had. Oh, Shen buff? So Shen is a very niche champion, and when he is played, I feel he's very strong and performs very well, especially with the good players. So they just buffed his damage slightly on his Q, 1% across the board, and buffed his E damage, which was kind of garbage, by 10 across the board. And yeah, that's... I might play a little more Shen, because I kind of like team play. Team play is kind of nice, so I might play more Shen. I don't think they should have done this buff, because Shen is a niche, strong pick. However, I like this. Singed. Singed buff. I'm okay with this. I know some Challenger Singed people. I don't think they play League of Legends anymore, to my knowledge. Maybe they do. This is a nice buff. You'll get less mana problems early. They just even out the numbers. They just even out these numbers. Give him 40 more mana at the start. I mean, his ulti a little more relevant, slightly, very minor. I think this is a good buff since he has been underperforming. Sion. Why? 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 So they just even out the numbers on the mana health and mana regen, so that doesn't really matter. However, they added 10 to 30 damage back on his Q. I think they removed that a while ago, but now they're adding it back. And they removed the damage. So now he's more relevant in the jungle again. I liked playing Sion. So when they first came out with this Sion, I really liked playing Sion in jungle. With this Q buff, I feel he's more relevant in the jungle because that damage reduction was pretty big. So I guess I should technically. Nah, not really. Nah, I'm casual. In case you haven't told by the here, that's where I do all my Smurf stuff at, and that's where I enjoy playing. I have high diamond stuff, but it's just like it's not fun. It's not fun. You gotta play for fun. Like Twisted Tree Lines, awesome map, very competitive, but an awesome map, and highly recommend. Sivir. Who? I understand why they nerfed her. She's a very standard pick for someone to go to just push the wave. Ooh, I'm gonna speak with. So they nerfed both Ezreal and Sivir. I'm gonna speak to Nubrac and see because I always hated what he types in chat. I recommend going Ezreal Sivir. I'm just like, that's garbage. Have them go like Jin, gank them at some point, fucking make them snowball. Oh, I understand why he says that because he's disrespecting them. But in actuality, I feel that's so garbage that he says that. And he also says top and mid only. I'm just like, come on, bro. He's a better player than me, though. We both are grandmasters, but it's just like he's actually gotten like rank 2 challenger and stuff. Like he's more team oriented than me. So I'll let it go. Okay, so they nerfed that. Okay. So they nerfed that and they made a bug fix. So now Silas will have a harder time pushing because his Q does reduce damage to to monsters. Okay, so they nerfed him in the jungle because jungle is really relevant right now. So they nerfed that, and that's pretty big. Okay. I know you never see her. And she's kind of... So they buffed... So Syndra, you always max your Q first. And they made the max Q damage. They buffed it. And they buffed her E 15 damage across the board. I mean, I like playing Syndra. I really do like playing Syndra. I'm okay with this. Yeah. Tam Kench nerfs. I like playing Tam Kench. This nerf was needed. I'm probably gonna stop playing Tam Kench in. It doesn't ruin him. He's still a decent champ. However, this movement speed buff makes it a lot harder for him to chase people down and run away. And the shield nerf makes his shield a lot less useful. The way I like to use Tam is if I know I'm going to have an extended fight, is I'll use the shield early-ish, and then it'll come back off cooldown again, and I can use it again multiple times. So for a good Tam Kench player, this isn't that bad, but I agree this is a needed nerf. He's in a very strong... He's performed very well with his kit. Yuumi nerf. Yuumi big nerf to her Q. So again, they're making her E more of a Ooh. Yumi's more of a garbage champ. They cut the slow in half. She has a weaker slow than Soraka. It doesn't get stronger than Soraka until like rank 3 because it also is a slower duration. And even then it will be on a 10.5 second cooldown. This is 13... Ooh. So I feel like if you're playing Pokeyumi, you have to max Q now. However, I don't know. I guess I just don't know how to play Yuumi. Well, it's good to know she's garbage, so, okay. Ziggs buff! No one plays him, but he's a very good champion, kind of like Syndra. They buffed his W damage and lowered the cooldown for early. I think this, and lowered his ulti cooldown later in the game. I think this is a very good balance they did. However, I just don't want to see Ziggs getting buffed because he is such a... He's a champion. He's a champion. Runes! Okay, let's get out of champions and look at some runes. So they nerfed... I'm going to call this... No, this is a nerf. So it depends on how you look at it. The way I use Biscuit, this is a buff. The way I use Biscuit, this is a buff. And let me tell you why. You're going to get Biscuit more often early. And you're going to get more... You're going to get the healing... You're going to get more healing faster. Because yes, they made the healing 66%, but they cut off 66% of the healing duration. Effectively, doubling the healing speed. I think I'm doing my math right. So they doubled the healing speed. They reduced the total healing, but they doubled the healing speed. And they made you get it more often early. And that's where the biscuits really matter. Is that early game, so you'll have a health potion, and you'll have a biscuit, and you'll be 1v1ing, and you'll be getting more healing than the enemy person. Also, you'll get more burst of mana if you're like, let's say you're low on mana, you pop a biscuit, they think you were, or you start fighting, they think you were low on mana, you pop a biscuit, and you're good now. So it really depends on how you look at this. I'm going to call this a buff to biscuits. This is a buff to biscuits. That is how I am treating this. ARAM balance changes, I don't care. I already have... Ooh, it's chromas! Give me that Twitch chroma. Give me that Twitch chroma right now. Your Honor 5 capsule will contain a random emote or ward skin, as well as an Honor 5 token you can redeem for Medieval Twitch, Grey Warwick, or one of the 2 new chromas shown above. Definitely going... You know, I might go for the Warwick, because I feel like Warwick support might be really good right now. But I'm probably going to go for the Twitch. Okay, so we get both of them, guaranteed. If you hit Honor 5 before 9.16, which I did, and already own both... Okay, we're going to check that after this. We're unifying Challenger and Grandmaster demotions with Masters, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't care. Losing a game at 0 LP and Grandmaster or Challenger demotes you to... Depending on whether your MMR is higher than the Master cutoff, between the Master and Diamond 1 cutoffs, or lower than... Okay, so at first I was like, oh, that's stupid. I get it, it's stupid. Okay, but now I get it. If your MMR is trash... Wait, no, hold up. 75, 50, or 0. You can get 0 LP Diamond 1 for get demoting. So... I don't like this because I'm a for fun player. However, realistically speaking, for ranked integrity, which Riot does not care about at all, this is really nice. If your MMR is garbage, you lose a lot. If your MMR is garbage, you lose a lot. It's fine. Okay, so let's see these new skins. Chromas. Check it out. Where are they? You got... Oh. Where did these come from? I don't recall buying these. Why did I get these? Do I not... What? Huh? Is it 2 random skins? I think it might be... Did it say 2 random skins? Oh. They're added directly to my account. Where? I don't see it. I don't understand. Where's my chromas? Well, I guess they... Thank you all for watching. It was an... Oh, I don't have... I was baited. I thought I had these. Thank you all for watching. It was a pleasure. Ooh, I have these. I didn't know I had those chromas. Thank you all for watching. It was an awesome time. It's been about 25 minutes. If you have anything, send it down in the comments. I am like top, I think I fell a little bit, but like top 500 League of Legends players in the world. Second time being globally one of the best players. Let me know what you feel down in the comments and keep it clean. I'll give a link to the Army Discord over in the description. And good luck on the battlefield, summoners.